In January 2024, I decided it was time to rebrand. I was updating my niche, and my current site branding needed updating along with it. My plan was simple: launch my rebranded website by the end of the month. Well, I didn't actually launch until April of 2024, 3 months late. Why? Well, I'm about to tell you and share how you can avoid the same fate. But first, if we haven't met yet, I'm Meg. I'm a Squarespace web designer, an SEO specialist, and the founder of Floating Lotus Design. So why did I launch my rebrand so late? Because I fell into the age-old perfectionism trap. I rewrote my copy countless times, spent weeks agonizing over color palettes and font choices, and then I designed and redesigned my pages over and over again. And well, my logo that I've had since I started my business, I've wanted to redesign that too, and I still do. And here we are in 2025. It's still sitting on my to-do list. But here's the kicker. I don't think that my imperfect logo has cost me a single piece of business. Meanwhile, in early 2024, I lost 3 months of potential business from new customers and times that I could have been spending creating content. Instead, I was busy chasing perfection that didn't exist and didn't matter. So here's a reality check for me, for you, with a little bit of statistics to help out. People will form an opinion about your website in about a half a second, not a half an hour. The average visitor is going to spend just 54 seconds on your page total. Furthermore, won't return to your website if they have a poor experience. And that poor experience is not due to design most of the time. In fact, it's usually due to broken functionality. So while your design is important and you want your website to look good and flow well, it doesn't have to be perfect out of the gate. Here's some encouraging truths, if you will. I remember that everybody starts somewhere, even big name brands, professional designers, you, all of us. Everybody evolves. The key is progress over perfection. And the thing is that a lot of the time, the things that we fixate on will never be noticed. I had a client once ask me about a particular photo we were using on their site and whether I found something in the background of it distracting. And I said no. And in fact, I hadn't even noticed it until they'd pointed it out. Which is just to say that when it's our baby, pictures are of us, it's sometimes really hard to be objective. We're just too close to it. As a designer, I can get annoyed that an image or a graphic is at 5 to 10 more pixels to the left where I exactly want it. But nobody's going to notice. So just hit save and publish already. Progress over perfection. Instead of chasing perfection, focus on these essentials that I think really matter to your visitors. So here are my big 3 non-negotiables. Number 1, it has to work on mobile. 65% of people are going to be visiting your website on a mobile device. So if the functionality doesn't work or it doesn't look good, they're going to be gone. Second, build with SEO in mind. And yes, I may be a little bit biased here, but these are things that are important to set up from the beginning to have a proper foundation. So you want your page structure to be correct. Make sure that you're using the proper structure of your headlines from H1 to H2 and so on. Make sure you have meta titles and descriptions and that your URLs are set up correctly with using keywords if possible. And also trying to use some keywords throughout your content where you can that matches what your customers are actually searching for. Looking for information, are they comparing options, or are they ready to buy? Now, you don't have to be an SEO specialist. You don't have to know everything there is to know about it or have your fully fledged strategy worked out yet. But if you have some of these basic things in place, these are things that you can tweak as you measure results once your site is launched. But if you start out with no structure and no foundation in the settings of your website, you're really hurting your chances of being found at all once you do launch. Making sure you have that basic structure and the baseline settings in your platform set are really important. Third, and the critical functions of your website actually have to work. If the purpose of your website is to have someone come and book a call or make a purchase or contact you or buy your course, the systems to make that happen better work flawlessly. A broken checkout button or something that goes to a third-party piece of software that doesn't work is going to cost you more business than a funky color palette or an off font choice ever will. Now, Are you surprised that there wasn't even one design item on that list? Well, it's true. Design isn't not important, but if those three things are missing, doesn't matter how pretty your site is. So what about the other things the nice to haves? Well, these are the things that you can save for later. Doesn't mean you don't do them, you just do them a little bit later. And those are things like your custom photography. If you didn't already have custom brand photography or anything, don't sweat it. You can start with good stock photos. Pick things that work with your brand, with your business, and just start from there. Fancy animations and effects. While those can be fun to work with and can add a lot of pizzazz to your site, simple and clean is going to beat slow and flashy or distracting to your visitors. And also, perfect copy. Good enough copy that's actually live on a website is going to beat perfect copy that's not any day of the week. And remember, copy, just like everything else, is something that will evolve over time. It's not something that you publish once and never adjust. You can fix it and update it and change it for as long as your site's alive. And if you're like me, that little logo design that you keep rethinking, and mine's been on the list for almost a year now, that's not going to sway a visitor one way or the other. And in fact, this is my message as a designer and a logo designer and all those things. You don't need a logo. They're great. They're wonderful. It's not something you need to launch your business or to launch your website. That is something you can add, change, update later. So what is the point of this? I like to think of how you launch your websites now as more of a progressive launch mindset. So you want to think about your website as a conversation. It's something that evolves as you get to know someone, right? You wouldn't wait until you had the perfect thing to say before speaking to a potential customer in person, would you? Well, your website is the same thing. It's better to start the conversation imperfectly with your customers than to never start it at all. So let's break this down into kind of a time. If you're struggling with trying to get your website launched and feeling like it's ready, let's break this up into a 3-month process. In month 1, you just want to work on getting those essentials ready. Get your basic design, nice design that you're comfortable with, and launch it with those essentials that I mentioned before. Make sure it's mobily responsive. Make sure you've got the basic fundamentals of good SEO structure and settings in place. And make sure your functionality is working as it should. Test every form and button and put yourself in the customer's shoes and make sure that the experience they're going to have is going to work for them. And then launch and monitor. In the next month, month number 2, you can then start to go back and fix anything that might actually be broken. Go back and look at what the actual customer behavior has been on your site and address anything that may seem amiss and continue to monitor it. Then after that, going into month 3 and moving on from there, that's when you can start adding those nice to haves that, if they actually can help improve results, go ahead and throw them in. Do some more flash design, update your photos, throw in that logo or change it into a custom font. But those are the things that you can start to add later on as you have some data and some information as to how your website is performing, and you can make adjustments. This is the key thing to remember. This is the ongoing life cycle of your website. This is when that begins. So you're going to publish, you're going to measure, you're going to update, and you're going to repeat. The care and feeding of your website is ongoing. It's not set it and forget it. So if you're looking for some message to say it's okay to not be perfect and to just launch your site, well, here it is. Here's my permission slip for you. Remember that your future customers need what you're offering right now, not months from now, not when you finally decide that the design is just perfect or that paragraph of copy is just exactly the way you want it. It's never going to be perfect. So my challenge to you is to set a launch date, whenever that is, 2 weeks, and 1 month, but set a date. Put it on your calendar. Tell somebody about it. Make them hold you accountable. Just stick to it. And remember, it's progress over perfection. Perfect is the enemy of done, and done is the enemy of never. And what we want to avoid is never launching. Your website does not need to be perfect. It needs to be helpful. It needs to be functional. Losing those 3 months that I spent in early 2024 trying to get everything just so and just perfect and everything the way I wanted it to be before I could really launch my rebrand, I can't get those months back. I can't get that time. So trust me when I say, just launch it now, improve it later, and your future self will thank you. Thanks for watching, and I will see you in the next video.